Good morning, my lovelies. It is Sunday morning. I am fixing to do a pour, and I'm going to do this one just off a live, so I can copy it to YouTube and TikTok because I want to start getting everybody involved on these. And it's hard to do that until I start doing TikTok lives. And I'm getting up there. I mean, when I started asking for followers, I was probably at maybe between 30 and 50, and I'm at close to 200 now. So anyway, I'm getting up there. I got to have 1,000 um, viewers on TikTok in order to do a live. So if you're on TikTok, go over there and add me if you'd like. Anyway, I'm making these this morning, and I think you can see everything okay. These are going to be either coasters or bowls. I haven't decided, and these are inlay molds that I put in here. These inlays I pour over top of them, and after it's cured, I take them out, and it leaves this design. And with this one, it's got a holograph on it, and it'll leave the holograph in the piece. Then over here, I am making, this is a little plant table. So this is the top, and these are the legs. So I'm thinking I'm going to have enough resin made. I made 200 milliliters of resin. I usually make a little bit lesser than I need, but I'm hoping this is good because I don't want to mix more than this up at a time. I'm just taking my little torch. I'm over here off camera. There's my resin. I'm just trying to go ahead and, get as many bubbles popped as I can. I sprayed my molds with alcohol because it helps pops the bubbles when I pour. I've got a piping bag over here ready. I'm going to do me some white, and I'm going to put it in the piping bag. I'm going to use that to pipe the flowers. I am going to use, I think I decided I was going to use 7.5 milliliters of white because I usually end up with just a little bit too much. And I also got to wait till this resin gets to about 40 degrees before I can pour it into the molds. That just helps promote the blooming that I do. So I'm going to check. Well, I'm not going to check the temperature yet. It's just starting to get warm. Usually takes about 10 minutes or so. I'm hoping that's going to be enough white. Because like I said, I've made too much in the past and I'm not really sure. So I am going to go with this amount because according to my guesstimations, this should be plenty. This is alcohol ink, Blanca Blanca Pinata White. So I'm going to start with that, probably about 20 drops. I'm not even going to really count. I'm just going to drop it in here. This is the way I cook too, I don't know for some of you out there that like to cook, but we like to cook and then go out there and we know we could smell it when it's done. You could just smell it and go in there and check it, and it's either done or almost done. Any good cook can really smell to done. But let's see. So I've got that. I put that in. I'm going to use a little bit of my Cast and Craft white. Some people they call it an
Oh
angel
no.
white resin pigment. Um, anyway, I haven't got any of that and I haven't tried it. I just always use the Cast and Craft. I'm just going to take like a very little bit of my Cast and Craft and put it in here. You don't need much at all. Anyway, and this is a resin. This is just a white resin, pigment resin. Resin pigment, whatever. Okay, and then you put it in here. Oh yeah, it's just going to make the white a little bit more opaque. I'll show you. Opaque means more solid. Let's see. See, I'm going to stir that up a bit, and then I'm going to put that on the side for a few minutes. When it gets a little bit thicker, I'll put it into my piping bag. And I found, because now I learned how to pipe, that piping's the best way to do your leaves. You have much better control over them, especially if you cut the piping bag right. If you cut it wrong and it's too thick coming out, that's a different story. But I think I've got the hang of where to cut it as well to give me a nice thin streak. But I did notice that some of my blooms don't blossom as much as I would like them to. And I don't know if that's the resin or what, because I heat them up like I'm supposed to. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with it, though, because I'll show you. Because you can still see the blossoms. I'm doing them on another I'll show you some over here. Let me see. Well, these ones were supposed to be, can you see in there? Those were coasters that I didn't like that. I think they had too much black, but boy, they look really good as bowls. So I got these in the bowls. These are going to be some shallow, like desktop bowls. You know, you can put paper clips and stuff like that in them. I love it. I think these size of bowls are really perfect for me anyway. And hopefully they'll be that size for people too. I'll show these to you when they're done. And I've made my friend one of these tables. And here we are. She wanted black, white, and silver. I put a little bit of glitter in the middle, and these are my blooms on the outside, and they actually look pretty good, so I think I'll be good. Aren't those pretty? And then, let's see. These ain't totally settled yet. Here's one of the legs. That's the back of it. That's the front. And I accidentally made two of these legs. I might have to see this. This mold has got a spot in it that looks like it just wasn't properly shined. You know what I mean? It's not leaving a shine. I don't know if I'm going to like that. But anyway, the mold had two legs. One of them had a little dip right in here. And I didn't realize it. And I ended up being shallow of resin in one. So I had to go back and do it and accidentally did this one again. So they're not sitting right, but I'm going to take my tool and cut that. So I think that'll be all right. I do have a few little nicks. They call them nicks. That's from Mica Bubbles. And these ones I use this mold release with, which this is going back to Amazon. I don't like it. I mean, it leaves a residue or something. I'm not really sure. I just don't like it. So I'm going to send this one back. But I'll show you what I mean with the mold if we can see it. Whatever you see, whatever shiny you see on this mold, anything in this mold, if there are scratches or whatever, that's going to show on your piece. Okay. This one looks, I'm going to say about 95% smooth. I see a few little areas, but I don't think they're going to make a big difference. It's in the leg that I'm seeing the problem. Like right here. That looks like it has some, it's not residue. It's whatever it is, it's in the mold, but it almost looks like it could be a residue. And it's on this one too. So I'm going to go ahead and make this set of legs. And if it's still doing it, I'm trading out these molds. These molds will have to go back for another set. Okay. These never go back. I got these from moltenshapes.com. And this one, as you can see, is fluorescent. This was a bigger mold inlay. These are inlays. They go inside the mold, face up, like I got it. You pour it over top of it, and then you let it cure, and then you pull the mold out. This one was, and these both came as like close to 6 inches. And most coasters are 4.5 inches. And I wanted it to fit in there, so I cut it out. So I cut the area that was here out and made it smaller. I took this is actually cut. Right here, you can't tell. And I just made it in this smaller one like this because I think that's not holographic, but it's going to be cute. And I love coloring them. So we go ahead and let's check our temperature of the resin. Because like I said, it has to be 40 degrees. I already checked everything to make sure it was level with my level. Here's my temperature gauge. And being the fact that I made 200 at one time, I have a feeling it's probably going to heat up fairly quick. So it's on its way up there right now. It says 27. You guys can't see it because I can't seem to get the LED light to stay on. I don't know why it shuts off. I don't know if it's got a menu I could fix or whatever. I'll mess with it later. But I want to get a thermometer. I didn't realize that I could have probably got one for the same price I paid for this, which was about 12 bucks. So it's getting up there. Let's see, 34. Just a little over 34, but you know, creeping up there slowly. So I'm just going to go ahead and give that, I don't know, 5 more minutes or so. Doesn't hurt it. But like I said, the blooms just work much better if I come to 40 degrees Celsius, which I need to figure out. I don't know what the Fahrenheit is on this. So, and I don't know. Let me go ahead and switch it over to Fahrenheit and see what it says. Okay, it says 77. So, what would that be? Like 80 degrees? 40, 80? I'm not sure. So, let's go ahead and leave it on that until at least I go Google it. And I can't Google it while I'm talking to you, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's go ahead and pour my stuff into the piping bag. And it's just going to continue to get warm too, which is okay. Resin cures by getting warm. And this has a very good work time. I mean, I literally can work with it for a good hour, probably hour and a half, if not more, which is nice. It's called Mixtopia. And I like the resin. I mean, I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. It got really good reviews and everything. But I think this is probably going to be my go-to resin. I mean, I like Let's Resin, but they changed the formula. And for me, it's not the same. It's not what I'm comfortable and used to working with. So I like something that has a good long work period, work time, but not forever. You know, I want to be able to, you know, pipe and do stuff without having to wait 2 hours. And I do the new formula with Let's Resin, you have to wait a little bit longer. It takes longer to come up to that temperature point. This takes about 10 minutes after I get it mixed. Sometimes 15, which is okay because the work time's much longer. And with Let's Resin, I probably get about an hour's work time, but that's from the time I start mixing it, which is crazy. Okay. So I throw that in the trash. I got my little paper towel here. I keep me a paper towel with some Zep on it. Zep is a glass cleaner that I like to use. I don't use any glass cleaner. I just use Zep. And most of the reason why I use Zep is because I'm a computer technician and I work on laptops. And this stuff cleans them and without leaving any residue. And plus, you know, like when it dissipates or whatever you call it, you know, when it goes into the air, it goes gone. So sort of like an alcohol. Let's go ahead and just prepare my white. I've got this ready. All I'm going to do is take my piping bag and unroll it now. Now the piping bag was really long, so I took it and cut it first. And then I'm going to take this and push this white down. I'm probably just going to have enough white this time. I probably should have made just a little bit more than this, but we'll see. And I'm going to push it into the tip right here so that when I cut it, it's already flowing all the way down. So, but I'm not going to cut it yet. I'm not going to cut it until I'm close to ready to use it, which is not yet. I'm going to twist this, and you can either use a paper clip or one of these. I think this works better than the paper clip for me and lets me grab it. So when I pipe, I try to keep this kind of taut, you know, tight, and then pour like this. But when I'm ready, I'll cut this tip off at the very tip, as thin as I can get it, and check it, and then pipe like that, which is nice. But like I said, to me, it seems like this is not going to be enough, but every time I do it, when I think it's enough, it's too much. So we're just going to stick with this and see what happens. I'm going to set this over here for now. Let me feel I can feel my cup, you know, warming up. It doesn't feel like it's quite warm enough yet. So, but let's go ahead and check it, because you never know. But since I'm using a regular meat thermometer, I want to make sure and keep it wiped off. And I do not use this to cook with. I bought this specifically for resin. I would never use anything to mix resin that I use to cook with, because resin's not, you know, it's a chemical. So it is what it is. Let's see, we're at 37, 38. We're very close if we're not at 40. Let's see, there's 39. Okay, come on. Okay, 39.1. 2, 3. Well, we're almost at 40. As soon as it gets to 40, I can start pouring and doing the things that I need to do. I know it's got to be right at 40. Everybody's picky, right? That's just what they say, so that's what I do. And it really is what it works best for me anyway. 38. As long as it go down and it doesn't go down, we're good. 39. One more point. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. There we go. We are at 40. Okay, so I'm going to wipe off my meat thermometer. And I'm just going to fold it up here and put it aside because I am not going to need it again for this project anyway. I got towels over here that tend to get a little stickier. I put them over here and use them to wipe up tools with. This one I use over here with my zip on it to keep my hands cleaned up. Okay, since we already got our white in a pipe, I'm just going to go ahead, since my main thing is I want to do this table. I put just a little teeny weeny bit of glitter in there to hide bubbles, just in case I have any bubbles. I'm going to pour pretty slow because I want to try to keep the edges from getting bubbles in them. So let's see what happens. I hope I don't have, if I have too much resin, I'm going to have to pull. I got another mold over there ready to do, just in case I have more than I anticipated. Let's do the legs. I'm pretty sure I do not, though. Once we get this poured, we can start pouring, putting alcohol inks in them. Today I'm going to use a pink, it's pretty bright pink, a purple, and a yellow. Okay. And we don't want to fill the mold up all the way because we want to leave a little bit of room for the inks and stuff that we're going to put in here. Let's see. These legs take a little bit more resin than I thought they would, but it's okay. It's quite all right. She's still going to be cute. Let's start with this one. I'm going to let this pour kind of slow too. I'm going to let it kind of go over, because it's going to try to pick up air bubbles. I'm going to have to go through with something and probably just grab some of the air bubbles. We'll see. Because when you got stuff that has edging, it tends to have air bubbles in it for some reason. Let's go over here. And these, since they got the inlay mold, they're going to end up a little deep. But this is a real pretty coaster. It's got a very beveled edge. And this one's almost full. I should have just enough to do the other one with. Let's see how that goes. So, again, I'm going to try to go a little bit slow. I don't know if you can see in that other mold right there. If you look at the edges, you can see where it's incorporated air bubbles. But I'm going to get rid of them. Yes, and this is going to give me just enough once I get it scraped. Oh my God, that was a very good calculation. I am going to take my wider toothpick thing. I mean, not toothpick, you know. What do you call it? A popsicle stick. And I'm going to scrape my sides. I was using plastic cups, and I got these silicone cups. Oh my God, these are so much better. And they last longer. They scrape easier. I think you can keep them a whole lot cleaner. Here we go. Let me go ahead and scrape the sides as good as I can, and then I'll put it aside. And then, like, whenever it's cured, I'll just go in there and kind of go over it a little bit, and it'll make these pieces, the pieces of resin just fall out of here, and then I'll throw them in the trash. You know, but the bowl will be like brand new again. Some of the other plastic bowls that I've had end up breaking. So, some people use baby wipes to wipe them out. I prefer just to go ahead and let it get hard and pop it out. So, I'm going to take my little, I've got a tool over here. Let me see where it is. Here it is. And I've wiped it off, and it's still left a little bit on here, but anyway, it's a dotting tool. And I'm going to use it to like, I'm just going to go around here, like the edge of these. If there's any air bubbles, all it's going to do is bring them to the surface. So when I do my little pop with the torch, it gets rid of them. I don't want the air bubbles on the edges because that's what leaves like those nicks in there. And, you know, honestly, I don't have too many pieces that don't have at least one nick for some reason. No matter what I do, I still end up with a nick. I just call it a nick because that's what it feels like. You know, it's a little sharp nick. But if I'm giving these pieces to somebody or something, I will smooth it out. So because they're sharp, and the better the resin, the sharper they'll be. And this resin's pretty high quality. It's supposed to be scratch resistant. So we'll see. I got a piece that's 100% sure yet to tell you, but it seems like it's going to be. So let's see. I think I got the bubbles up. You probably can't see them. There's a bubble here. There's a couple bubbles up in the air. I'm going to go around this edge. And like I said, if there's any air bubbles, it's just, yeah, it's just pushing them to where they'll float to the top. This one back here is going to be the one that's going to give me the trouble. There's, see, that's, I don't know if you can see that. There's air bubbles. And I'm just going to push them up. Because if I push them up, I might need something a little bit. I don't want something sharp. Because I don't want to, you know, I don't want to leave a mark on my mold. But I definitely want something that's going to get these air bubbles to float up. So if I get quiet here for a minute, it's just when I start to do stuff like this, I like to not talk so much. Because I'm trying to concentrate on doing what needs to be done. Here. I love doing this, though. I'm so addicted to it. I've got way more stuff than I'll ever do anything with. And like I've said in my past videos, I'll sell some of it if somebody wants to buy it. And some of it I'll give away. Just so I can do more. Now, in the little edge here, this thing here, you can't see these, but in every one of these, there is an air bubble. So I need to go here. And I hate this that I got to do this. I'm going to have to push these up. Because if I don't, every one of these will end up with a nick in the air bubble. And if you watch, look, you'll see a couple of them pop as I'm going around. I don't know if you can see that. I sure can see it. Some of these are floating to the air and then they just pop. Yeah, which is good. It's a good thing. But I hate that I have to go through. Let me go around this outside edge first, since I'm already here. And I think I see a little piece of hair in that one there. Okay. Go ahead and pull this out. Oops. Dropped a little piece of resin there. Well, those are popped, but then I seen some more come back. Come on. Just rise up. Rise up and go away. Rise up. Rise up and go away. So, yeah, some of this stuff just takes time. You have to be patient when it comes to resin. Resin doesn't do anything in sequence. I mean, in stability. You know, I mean, it's a very... I don't know how to explain. It just has a mind of its own, and you can't expect resin to do exactly what you want it to. You can get it to do close to what you want it to, but it's never going to be exact because that's the way resin is. I hear my phone and better not be fixing a ding. I don't like it dinging when I'm making a video. So let's just keep going around the edge here. I'm almost to the other end of the edge. And there's an air bubble back there. Just push them up. They will get trapped under resin because resin's really thick. Isn't that crazy? But when I go to I like to color the designs, you know, and accent stuff. And if these air bubbles are not removed, It'll leave little marks. I mean, little, like I said, little nicks. It'll catch every color I try to do, and I don't know. It's just crazy. Crazy. It's crazy, crazy. So as soon as I get the majority of these bubbles out, I can't guarantee I'm going to get them 100%. But I'll get the majority of them out. I'll go ahead and do a little squirt with my torch and get the ones that have risen. This stuff's starting to get a little thick. We don't want it to get too thick. Let's go ahead. I think I went around the edge of this one. I'm not sure, but I'm going to again. This one doesn't have as many bubbles as that one did, but I do see a few, so I'm going to go ahead and try to make them rise. And then as soon as I'm done there, I'm going to start coloring. I'm even going to color these ones with the inlay mold in them and see how that comes out. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do on there. I'm going to take my culinary torch, and you're probably not going to see them. Hold on. There's some bubbles right there in the center that I didn't see. Okay, come on, baby. See that big one right there? Pop. Get up. Up, up, up. Up and away. Up and away from me. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start torching. If you look, you'll see just little shadows popping away. This one's got a shadow. There might be a piece in there. Yeah. Must be something in there. I don't know if it's a piece of hair or what it is, but it's still even a shadow. Looks like it could be a piece of hair or a little piece of fiber. I think I got it. Of course, I can see things like that much better on my end. There we go. I don't know if you can see all the little bubbles popping. And I have to be careful. I don't want to burn my molds. This one has a lot of bubbles on the top of it. Okay. Now, when I go to heat again, when I do my flowers and stuff, I'm going to use my heat gun. It doesn't put a direct flame on it, which works better. Let me just see if I can take my old eyes and see any more circles. Bubbles. There's still a few right there. Come on. Y'all rise up. Okay, I thought I had seen one. I wanted to get there. There it is. In there. And these scallops here. You don't want bubbles in these scallops. Boy, that won't be good. To me, it won't be good. You probably won't even be able to tell. You can also blow, like if you have a straw. I know it sounds weird, but if you have a straw, you can blow through the straw where the bubbles are rising up, and it makes them disappear too. And I'm close to this resin. It doesn't have any smell whatsoever. And you should wear PPE. I'm going to encourage you that, if you can and you're comfortable doing that, do it. I'm not comfortable wearing all that PPE because it makes it where I can't breathe, or I feel like I can't design, etc., etc. So I don't do it. But that's my personal choice. Some people have allergies, which I don't have very many, thank God. But I know some people, well, I've heard of some people that have a lot of allergies. Okay, let me just look and make sure I've got rid of all the airs. There is a bubble there. Let me turn this around so I can see it. No, there's a couple bubbles over there that I just missed. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. I hate air bubbles. I have yet to find any resin that does not have any air bubbles at all. Doesn't matter how slow I do it. It's still going to get some type of air bubbles. Just it is what it is. We have air. That's what we breathe. That's what's in the air. Air bubbles. Okay. I think I'm just going to say whatever at this point and let it give me whatever air bubbles it's still going to give me because I can't get them all that I can tell of. I think I got the majority of them now. My biggest concern is right here in the scallops. There's the one that just floated up. So okay. This towel's at it right here. These two, actually. So I'm going to trade those out. Throw that away. My puppy is way behind me. I don't know if well, you can't see him because I don't have it pointed up there. But he's way behind me in his chair. And I'll pull myself up and say goodbye. I'll let you say bye to puppy when we're finished. Because I like everybody to say bye to puppy. I'm going to trade this one out because it does have a little resin on it. This is a new fresh one that I like to get my hands on. So we'll trade that out. I'll rotate them. I'm going to wipe off these tools right here. Well, this one I'm going to be using again. So I'm going to leave that alone. Alrighty then. We are going to start with the Marabou Alcoholic, I think. Like on this one here, I'm going to put it in the center. I'm just going to drop it like right in the middle there. Look how pretty that is. I don't know if I'll use more than that. Let's go ahead and go to the edges here. I'll put 2 in each of these. Oh, what was that? I don't know where that red came from. Something's on the edge of this one. See how pretty. These are alcohol inks and they dance. I love that they dance. Okay, and I'm going to start dropping a few things. I'm going to shake this up. Let's go ahead and start doing some little drops of yellow around 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. Let's go out here. Let's start in there. 2, 3. Yes, I'm going to attempt to make flowers on these too. So let's see what happens with them. Okay, we need to put a little yellow in this. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Let me see if, oh, I think I put that on the wrong side. That's all right. I just made it more even. This is very pretty yellow. I think it's called fluorescent yellow. Okay. Let's see. Let me see if I can get that red out of there. It dropped. I don't know where that came in. See, like, I think it came off the edge. There. I think I got most of it out. Okay. I hope I don't fill this too full. I don't want it to overfill. This one, see, this one, I'm going to have to put something on here. For some reason, this does not look even, and I know it is. And I think it's the mold. I don't think it has anything to do with my table. Okay. Let's go with some pink. Oh, this pink looks like it's going to be so pretty. Who doesn't like pink? Pink, 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 pink. Yeah, this is kind of like coming out as it wants, which is all right. Resin does what resin does. It's just the way it is. Let's go pink. We'll put 2 since that one dropped 2. Pink. I'm going to go with some purple. Now, let's pray that this purple is not too overpowering of purple, but if it is, I'm going to dilute it kind of in a way with this Marabou alcohol ink. Let's see, there's purple. Ooh, that's a dark purple. I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. I got an idea. Purple, 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 purple. Purple. A little bit more purple. I want it to spread pretty good. I haven't gone back there and messed around with those too much more yet. Okay, let's go. Purple, purple. Oh, did you see that purple jump over there? It ain't supposed to be jumping, but you can't control it. It's going to do a... Ooh, that looks good. It's got a mind of its own, doesn't it? Purple. Okay. Let's go back in there with some pink. We'll go to pink. There we go. That works. No, quit jumping. I'm not giving it permission to jump. It's just doing it. Okay. It's okay. I got quiet because it is jumping. I just don't know what it's going to do. I'm going to have to do more in there of something. Just don't know yet, but hold on. Let's see. Let's go with the yellow again, at least like right here. Yellow. Yeah. To get this spread a little bit more because I have something brought up. What do they call it? Void spots. And honestly, I think it's because it's, you know, we've got a thick resin. I mean, a thick, yeah, the thick resin. It's warm. Let's see. Now let's, well, I need more. Definitely more in these legs. And it's not going to stay blotched like this because I'm going to start moving this stuff around a little bit. So we'll see what happens. But let's go back in with some Marabou. Marabou, Marabou. This you always got to shake up because it settles at the bottom. And it's got a ball in it. And, you know, and it's got the way that shimmer. And the only way you're going to get that shimmer is to keep it cleaned up. Let's see here. Let's go with the shimmer there. My ball got stuck. Isn't that pretty? It dances, is what I say. And this is not going to be overpowering at all. It's just going to, yeah, it's just going to make everything get a little dancier. Fancy and dancier. Let's see here. Let's go. We'll just go over top of the yellow. And everything is going to get some kind of blooming, some kind of petals. And this will get like some white mixed in with it. That's why I said I hope I got enough white. We'll see. Let's go. There, this is the top of that table. I think it's going to be so pretty. We're going to see. Let's see. Let me go ahead and just put a little there, and there. Okay, I don't know if I want to go with a little bit more color in there or not. I don't think so. I think I'm going to let that be. Because I'm going to show you what I'm going to do next. Let's go ahead and put these colors up. I think these colors will be fine. I'm not ready to drop the white, to bloom the white out yet, but I'm going to as soon as I start kind of designing it out. And I'll show you what I mean. Let's see what I want to do with this here. I'm just going to drag this. See how I'm dragging that around the edges? That's it. And I'm just going to continue to make little swirls till I get in the inside there. That is super pretty. You know, and sometimes this stuff just like, it doesn't look the same on the other side. But we'll see how this comes out. But this is how we start to do the designing. Okay, we're going to go. And even though I did a lot of the same colors, you'll notice how things are going to look totally different. So let's do this out here. Start on the very edge. And then just take your time, go slow. If you go too fast, you'll mess it up. Let's do a little twirl. And then with this, I'm just going to twirly at it like this. And do the same thing pretty much with the white. And just go backwards here. Here we go. Oh, that looks like it's going to be pretty. Let's start up here. I love the Marabu alcoholic. It's got so much fruit in it. And you know, I'm the frou-frou girl. So I've got to have lots of fruit. It almost looks like a paisley kind of deal. Okay. Now, I'm going to start working with my white. And it's fairly warm. It's not hot yet. I think it'll be okay. I'm going to take my tip. I want to show it to you on camera, but I don't want to see. I'm going to get as close to the tip of this thing as I can. And I'm going to check it on my paper towel. I can't show it to you because there's just not enough room. So I'm just going to, let me see. There. Got this exactly the way I want it. Let me see how I want to do these. I'm just going to go ahead and do circles this time. And just like that. And then I'm going to redesign this. You'll see. But this is what's going to make our blooms. So we're going to do this with all of them, okay? And, you know, I'm not no perfect twirly person. So I'm just going to make these twirls go all the way on the other side there. But you'll see, these are going to be blooms. That's the reason why I want to have several rings. I should have just enough to do the legs, it looks like. Let me go from the outside here to the inside on this one. The inside. Okay. Let's see. Let me do another twist of the bag. And I'm going to go like this. I'm going to have to go back up there. See, I'm just trying to make it where I can put some blossom leaf clouds in there. Almost out of white. Should just have enough white to do this leg with. I'm going to have to go back through this white and check and see if there's any thick areas like right there. And I think I did like my measurements all right with the white. Let's see here. Just a little bit more white through there. Maybe through there. Okay. I think everybody is looking pretty good. And I'm going to go start moving stuff around a little bit again. Let's do this. There's not enough to worry about really wasting. So I'm going to go ahead and take my clip off because I don't want to throw my clips away, of course. Now, after I do this, I am going to throw a little bit of heat on there. But first, what I'll do is like go through and pull those spots out that look like there might be blobbies, which I'm not seeing. Here's one. I'm not seeing too many blobby spots. Here, I think I've seen a little bit more blobby spots. But I'm going to go ahead and do these legs first. And I'm going to kind of do the same thing. I'm going to twirl this white in and see what happens. As long as it doesn't get blobby, I'm okay. Blobby is where it just lays big blobs of white on the front. Because this is the back. That's so pretty though. Here we go. See, that probably wouldn't have been a blobby spot, and I didn't want that to happen. And I'm just doing a little twirl every which way. You know, you don't have to be any which way persistent. You just like do what I'm doing. And do it to it. Okay. that is a finished product. Let's go ahead and make some finished products of these. And since I did this first, I'm going to start from the middle with this one. And you just decide, don't go all the way to the bottom. You don't want to scratch your mold or leave lines. So I'm going to come out with those. I'm going to wipe it off. I think I'm going to come out one more time with those. Those colors are going to be pretty, I think. When I put heat on this one, I got to be real careful since it's got my mold in there, my inlay mold. Okay, then I'm just going to take in like that in. Oh, this is going to leave some pretty. I want to put a little streak right there. Some pretty. Those are all going to be blooms that you see that white. That's going to be pretty. So let's go ahead and pull in. No two of these ever come out the same, but boy, they come close. And then I'm going to do a little twirl in the center. That's it. Is that not gorgeous? I think I'm going to like these colors too. I was really kind of worried. So let's go in. So we'll start in instead of out this time with these. We'll kind of do the same thing. And, oh, yes. I love that Marabou alcohol ink. You are so gorgeous. Now we're going to come out like this. Some pinatas, some alcohol inks have that skin on them. I don't know why they do that. So let's just I think I got it now. Felt like I was getting a little bit too much. That's why I kept wiping it off. Let's see. I was a little uneven with the thickness of those. Okay. Oh, yes. Let's go ahead and do our little swirl in the middle. Oh, yes. See how they're doing really well. Those are thickening. That's exactly what they're supposed to do. Okay, this is the top of this table over here. So let's go out. Let's go then.
USPS.
I don't think I want to drag those all the way in. I just want to drag that like that. I think that's enough dragging of those. Let's go ahead and do our little twirly. Okay, now all I'm going to do is throw some, but not too much heat, but a little bit of heat with my blowgun here. I'm going to get it, make sure it's hot first before I start going in there. Let's see. I'm going to do it on low. Oh yeah, because that gets hot real fast. And what you want to do is blow out because resin's going to come settling in. And you want to be careful because like underneath here I have that inlay mold. I don't want to burn my inlay mold, but I want to promote my blooms to petal out, which I think they're going to be fine. I tried doing this in pastel colors where they were a little bit lighter, but they just made the, almost made the petals kind of, I don't know, meld together like that one's trying to do. Anyway. So these are going to have to, like, settle for at least 24 hours. We'll check them tonight and see what they're doing. There might be enough tonight to unmold them and just let them sit on the paper here. I use a silicone mat because it's so much easier to clean They cost a little bit more than plastic mats, but boy, it's worth it. Because I was going through like a buttload of plastic mats. Okay, I think that one's probably spread it enough. Let's go ahead and spread this one out. And like I said, I don't know if I said it or not this time. Resin comes in. It always seems to come in. So you want to blow your petals out to expand them out a little bit more, because they're going to be, everything is going to be trying to suck to the middle. But that heat, in my opinion, just works much better when you're making petals like this. But just be careful. Rooms and molds this way if you put too much on it. And because that's pretty warm, and I can actually smell it. Okay. I'm not going to do too much on the legs. I'm just going to kind of mix it up just a little bit. God, they're so pretty. I think these are going to be amazing as usual. At least the back is. We're going to see what the front does. Okay. And I'm not going to post this until these are done, so I can put the video with it. So you may not get this till tomorrow. But it is what it is, and it's well worth it. Well worth the wait. Okay. Oh, God. Okay, now I'm going to just take one look over like this and just see if there's any hair dropped or dust or anything, which I don't see anything. And this one seems to be sitting more on the table than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be giving us a little, well, this one seems, it does just a little bit. Maybe my plan was, I'll show you what my plan was. I was going to just try to move these over a little bit. God, they're going to be so pretty, I think. What do you think, guys? Let's move this over. Okay. And yeah, I can feel the warmth. It's not hot, it's just warm. See how those are blooming? Are they not gorgeous? Actually, I want to move that over there a little bit more. I just don't want to put no more heat on them. Okay, look at that pretty yellow. I don't know if you can see that. Well, it moved over. Okay, so what I was going to do. I know I was going to put a top over top of this, because these get dust bunnies. I mean, if you want to keep the dust from settling, okay? And then it doesn't matter what room. If you think it's dust-free, I promise you it's not. I have not seen any dust-free room, especially, and you can ask anybody that does resin. They all have some kind of issues. Now, gosh, let me take my heat just a little bit more that way and see if I can't get that one to spread just a little bit more out. I'm just scared to do it too much. Whoops. I just want to push that up. Okay. Just say, Sarah, I hope you didn't do too much. We'll see what happens now. This seems a little thin. There you go. Promote the blooms. Okay. Yes, these are blooming very nicely now. Okay, I'm going to take, I have paper cups. I'm going to put some of my inks away and just get them out of the way, because I need the room for my paper cups, and I'll show you why in just a second. Ugh. Okay. So I'm going to take paper cups like this. I'm going to put just some on each side. That's what I do with these. I get the paper cups from the Dollar Tree. They're like Dixie cups. Okay. So just make your spots, and then I have a lid. Here it is. And I have smaller lids for smaller projects, but then I just take this and toss it over top of it, like that. And then I will check it later. But right now we're good, and I think the blooms are going to be amazing. And I guess we'll see you tomorrow or whenever these are ready. But let you look in on the puppy if you can see him. Can you see him? Let's see. Push the light over that way a little bit. There he is. Yazzie. Yazzie, say hello to everybody. They want to say hi to my baby boy. He's right back. There he is. Hey, baby boy. Say hey to everybody. They're saying hello to you. I love you. Okay, I love you guys too. Have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Hello, my lovelies. It is Sunday evening. I am going to go ahead and show you what I made this morning. I apologize. I'm not going to demold it with you because I did that with my best friend. Sorry. But I'm going to go ahead and show you backs and fronts so you can see the amazing difference. Okay. So first of all, I made a little plant table. Here is the back of the plant table. That was the side I poured. They're still a little bendy. I'm letting them settle down. But anyway, look at this. Oh my God. How amazing is that? Those petals came out so good. The mold, unfortunately, gave me a little bit of a matte finish, but I'm okay with that. I don't really care. Look how cute that is. Okay, and here's the legs that go with this. They're not ready to put together yet, so I can't show you that until tomorrow. Okay, so there's the back of these. There's the front. It pays to wait until your resin's 40 Celsius. Oh my God, it makes so much better blooms and stuff with the white. Oh my God. Okay, there's the back of the second one. And here's the front. Cute. I love them. I think they're just cute. Okay, now these are the ones I did with inlay molds. I'm going to save the best for last. Okay, so here's the back. And I already removed the inlay mold that left the design. There you go. Can you see that? Oh my God. Now I can go back in and color these to define them, but I don't know if I want to. I think that just looks good. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. I mean, I can make it a coaster by filling this in with resin, this spot here. Or I can just leave it like it is and make it a rainbow catcher. I guess. I don't know. Y'all give me an idea. What do you think? Back? Front? Cute? Yay? Okay. All right. Last but not least, this is my favorite. And I'll show you why in just a minute. Oh, got a little piece of hair right here. There's the back. Okay. I'm going to go to the front. Crazy. There's the front. It's holographic, number one. And then it's also got that inlay in it. And if you see the little lines and stuff like right in here, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, that's the inlay mold. And then these two round ones are beveled as well. So there we go. Back, front. Opinions, please. And if any of y'all ever see something that you love that I've made or want me to make something, let me know. We can work out a deal. I just love to do this. And I've got so much of it. I would like to sell some of it. Just enough maybe to just get more stuff for me to do more because I enjoy doing it so much. And God knows the more I do it, the better I get. I think those blooms came out amazing. Okay, but leave your comments in the bottom and let me know what you think. Y'all have a good Sunday. Talk to you later.